Welcome to Be Talk Media. Yeah, I wake up, no love. This grind divine. Stack my wins, can't waste no time. They were sleeping on a kid, now I'm headline shine.
Tell me, wake up, it's my time to climb.
Yeah, wake up, it's my time to climb.
Hit that button, 1 million subscribers.
Well, welcome to Be Talk Media. I wake up trying to heal my soul. Money on my mind, but I still want growth. They was sleeping on me, now they watch me glow. I done leveled through the pain, now I'm in my zone, yeah.
Wake my soul.
Yeah, wake my soul.
Wake my soul. Hit that button, 1 million subscribers.
Welcome, everybody, to another exciting day with B Talk Media.
Yes. Today is going to be a glorious day where everybody gets to turn around and do something much different with their life. That's what we're talking about today. Today is Investment Sunday. I want y'all to know, first we're going to start out, I want y'all to know that it's not a game. And I want you to learn how this works. And we're going to go ahead, and since it's Sunday, we're going to go ahead and give a little minor scripture for the people just to start us out with. And it says, it's going to come from Hosea, the 4th chapter, 6th verse. And it says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. I want you to let that soak in. Let that soak in. Blessings. Welcome to the show. So you can go ahead and get it in. I want to thank everyone. With that being, what that is telling you, lack of knowledge is how people, us as a community, have been getting left behind through lack of knowledge. So today we're going to change that. We're going to show you how to go from just a little bit of nothing. As I started out saying about 3 years ago, we're going to go from anthills to mountains. That's what we're going to teach you how to do, how to go from anthills to mountains.
Yes,
because
sir.
That's how you got to start out. That's how you got to start out. So before I get started, I want y'all to know what the markets are looking like. Just a little bit. Before we get started. And so I'm going to show you right now, the gold is at $4,905.95. These are ounces that we're talking about here. Silver is at $86.13. That's the lowest it's been in the last month and a half, 2 months. Okay. So with that, I want you to understand that what you're going to be doing is going from a little bit to a whole lot. You can either have digital currency or you can have physical hard currency in your hand. Now, if you want physical hard currency in your hand, what you're going to do is check the links below in the description, and there's a link in there that says Money Metals. You're going to click that link. So then you can go ahead, create you an account in Money Metals. We'll take you over in a moment and show you how to do that. And as you're doing that, you'll be able to start to get your hard currency. We also have, I'm going to show you how to do digital currency. And there's another link down below. It's for Glint. It also has step-by-step on how to do that. But we're going to show you how to do this today and talk a little bit about the investments and how connecting all these accounts plays a part in making you a nice, solid cornerstone for your family generational wealth.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do first is I hope everyone has a bank account, a Cash App, something to that nature for you to do your investments, because even with Cash App, that's where we're going to show you. I'm going to show you that you really have been slipping, because with Cash App, a lot of people don't realize you could have been making investments. You could have been doing them. But most people don't realize or pay attention to the things that they have in their hands. They don't allow that to, soak in and say, you know what? I'm good. So without further ado, I'm going to show you first step. Go ahead, click that link that says Glint. You're going to download that app.
It's easy.
You're going to download the app onto your phone. And with Glint, it's going to allow you to do such a small margin. That's why I'm taking you there first. It's going to allow you to take such a small margin down to purchasing the grams right there in your hand. So I want you to download the app. We're going to go ahead and give you a second to download that app. And while you're downloading that app, I'm going to go ahead and let you know where gold and silver is going to be going. Gold and silver, I'm going to let you know what the article kind of says, because it's going in a rate, what we call bullish.
Yes, sir.
Bullish is going forward. Even though there's a fall right now, a lot of people panicked and sold because there was a panic. But you got to realize, when they say a bullish market, that means it's going to move forward. When they say bearish market, that means it's going to go backwards. You still have profits and gains in either market. Is just where you purchase at. That's going to be the deciding factor. Like right now, a lot of people might be upset because they purchased last week and silver was over $100. At one point, it was $120 an ounce, and now it's $86. Those people, as soon as they started to see the silver drop, they sold. Well, someone of my nature, what I'm going to do is, as soon as you sell, I'm going to buy.
Man. Buy
It's
during
what
the
they call buying in the dip. Buying in the dip. It would be.
So while everybody was just downloading the Glint card, as ethi was telling everybody, I had did the same thing. I already had the Glint card. I added the bank account like he was saying, and then I went on and I purchased my first $20 investment for the silver.
You can get your that $20 investment that we said. That's the 28-day challenge. For the next 4 weeks, I challenge you to take $20 a week and place it in one of these accounts, whether it's your Glen account, your Fidelity account, your Money Metals hard metal account, whatever it is. Over the next 4 weeks, we will be talking about different accounts to open up and start placing your funds in. This will be your anthills to your mountains. This is how we're going to do it, little by little. And as you put a little bit here and a little bit there, you're going to start to watch it rise. And as it starts to rise, that's when you're going to say, you know what? I can see a little further down the road, because my anthill has become a mountain. Now that you have your Glen account, we're going to go ahead. I'm pretty sure some of you should be sitting somewhere like this. It says add a card. It says add a card. And so with you having that there now, you should be adding your banking information so you can add your card. The good thing about that is that when you go into Glint, it's going to allow you to either look at it in ounces or look at it in grams, which is cool. Because now, for those of y'all that say, man, I don't have $100, I don't have, 4,000 to put into gold. Well, guess what? All you got to do is get your Glint account. And then once you get your Glint account, now you can purchase your gold in grams. Wasn't that a cereal? Golden grams?
Golden grams. They was telling us back in the day, right there. Golden grams.
Hey, I don't see how we missed it for so long. And there was some good cereal too. That was some good cereal. Golden grams. Healthy for you. So if you already got your card set up and you're funded, you had to fund with a debit or a credit card. Now, as soon as you put fund, you got to remember, you put your card in. Now you can come here and it's going to ask you how much you're going to put in. This is that initial investment that we talked about, that $20. Put it right here, $20. You're going to get you a couple grams of gold immediately. Immediately. Invest in yourself. I didn't ask you for nothing. All I asked you to do is invest in yourself. Once you invest in yourself, you then already uploaded the app, you put in the referral code, you went ahead and you put your banking information in, you're investing your first $20 in. Just that quick. We've been live about 15 minutes, 16 minutes, and you've already made your first investment.
And they're able to watch it. They're able to watch it off of that Glint account. They're able to watch their money go up, the value go up. As the market go up and down, they'll be able to see how much interest they're actually making. And if they need to use it, then it's just another swipe away. But $20 to start their initial challenge, and we doing this challenge for the next 28 days. So just imagine how much it can grow in the next 28 days. And if it grow for you, that's the whole point. We're not asking you to do nothing like he said, but download the app and put in the our code. You win, we win, everybody win at the same time. And you learn investments and everybody's getting the experience, because that's what our people had lacked, the lack of knowledge. And that's why a lot of people didn't try to invest in the right places. A lot of people have been scammed. So we understand that there's kind of a shaky market out there. But if you start small, you see this, you see how your own funds grow, you're in control. It's your decision. It's not nobody else's. And you got the right to choose to sell or hold at all times. And it don't have anything to do with us. We just the ones that's bringing you guys the information.
Say less, MB, because like you say, it's one swipe away. So that's the beautiful thing about Glint. They give you their own card. All you got to do is go ahead, and once you get set up, they'll go ahead and send you a Glint card. Now you got you a gold card, literal gold and silver card. Because once you get in, those are the two commodities that they will allow you to purchase through Glint, is the gold and silver, because it is backed by hard commodities. That's the only two that you can purchase on Glint at this time that I've noticed, is silver and gold, which means that now you're into a market that is solid. It's solid. Silver and gold's not going nowhere.
Mm-mm.
And so once you get past that $20 and you put that initial investment in, now you can see, okay, your balance is going to change a little bit, just a little bit. It'll tell you what your balance is.
But at least you see, you're watching your money, you keeping your eye on the prize.
And when you go in, there's a little box at the upper right, right below the value. It has three little lines. That'll let you switch from grams to ounces. And that'll show you the difference in how much it is per gram and per ounce. So if you want to purchase it by gram, you can purchase it by gram. If you want to purchase it by ounce, you can purchase it by ounce.
And here's the Glint debit card. You see,
We're
this
not
is
going to tell you nothing that we haven't done.
it's an actual MasterCard. You see, I had to cover certain parts of my information, but it's an actual Glint card. So if you need to use it, you need funds on hand, swipe.
Right there. Right there. So that means you have it right in hand. The next thing I hope you I'm hoping that you're keeping up, because the next thing up is going to be Fidelity. I want you to come over to your Fidelity account. That's going to be at www.fidelity.com. That link will be placed inside of the description. As a new investor, you want to open an account. And so as opening an account, see, I myself already have one here, but once you open up, you want to open up an account. You want to do something like a brokerage account or a cash management. If you like getting into crypto, you can do a crypto account. It depends on what you like to do or what you plan on investing in down the line. I myself, as they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's why you see we have some over in Glint. We have some hard currency. We have some other type of retirement funds in different places. And that's where your anthills start to become mountains. See, this should have been a whole nother on another day, but this is just a slip in to let you know, okay, as part two, this is what we'll be talking about next week, or either it will be the coming together of, say, the money metals, because between the two of those, that would be since we're talking the hard commodity, the money metals link below would be a better one for you to actually look into, because with creating your money metals account.
Oh, switch it back to the money metals. Switch it back to the money metals.
I thought I did. With switching over, with coming to the money metals account, you can come over here and, as they say, create you an account. It's going to ask you for your information. Create the account, password, so such and such. I'm just getting signed in.
Yes,
once
sir.
you get signed in, then you'll be able to see different things like purchase histories and, start to look around.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me.
And if you're following along and you actually paying attention out there in the chat, just drop a 1. Let us know that you are paying attention and we're not moving too fast.
Definitely. I don't want to leave nobody behind. That's the one thing I don't want to do. I want everybody to be able to keep up and be able to get that nice, solid information so that they can move along with everyone else. See, right now, silver is $2.77 a gram. Gold is $157.73 a gram. So you might look over and be like, well, that $20 don't seem like much. Guess what? You got you a couple grams or almost a gram of gold. By the time things get done, you should be facing just about a gram of gold at least. At $80, you're at half a gram. And who's to say that price doesn't go up in that meantime? Once you get logged in over on Money Metals and you create your account, you should come to a home screen. You can always come to the left-hand side where they got the 3 bars at, your menu bar, and you can choose your different commodities over here that you want. You got silver, gold, platinum, others like palladium, rhodium, copper. You got jewelry. Once you get into these type of things, you also got, cryptocurrency. Now, that's a special thing there because if you think about it, how is it that you're going to tie cryptocurrency into hard metals? Well, we just showed you. Because with Glint, that shows you that that's the digital cryptocurrency of what you're actually getting ready to purchase if you decide to get hard metals. And just like any other banking, there has to be a difference somewhere. And so if you get a hard metal of something, that is a hard, tangible, I can feel it currency. But if I give you a digital currency, you'll never feel it. It'll never feel the same. Literally, it'll never feel the same. So because you can hold on to that silver bar, it might cost you just about 50 or 60 cents more, depending on what type of currency you're looking at. Might be a couple dollars more, depending on what type of currency you're looking at.
True.
But that's the honesty in investing. You would rather go ahead and have something that's going to be able to make money for you in any manner than to not have anything.
Yeah.
Than to not have anything.
You'd rather start somewhere.
And if you look, the hard bars, even though silver is $86.13. Yes, the company is going to get their issue. But guess what? Once it goes back up, that price goes back up. As we just said, the price of silver was just at over $100 an ounce. I'm gonna give you that live market score chart again. Where'd it go? Because I want to show you. I'm not, as they say, pulling your leg or anything to that nature. We're going to go ahead and get this silver chart to where you can see exactly what I was talking about. Right here.
Now, you see that jump?
This was 3 months ago. Okay, we're gonna give a year. Okay, a year ago today, silver was $31.68. Hold on. Okay, today's the 1st. $31. Hold on. Trying to make sure I get to the correct day. Oh, no wonder. Okay, market closed on Friday at $31.32. That's what the price would have been today. A year ago. $31.32. So even with that being, if you'd have just grabbed that silver and it dropped down to $25, 2 months afterwards, which it did not. All it did was win. All it did was win, 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 win. Hold on. I seen a
That
20
was the
something, a
dip.
29
That
right
was the
there.
dip.
In April, there was the dip. So February, March, April came the dip. Now we start to rise again as we travel through the year. It's still good. Oh, hold on. Right here in May is when it started to really grow again.
So people got to look for the long term, and they can't be afraid when they see the dip. The dip is actually good. That's the time if you want to invest in the more silver. That's when you're supposed to buy more. Buy more during the dip while everybody else is panicking, and you'll guarantee win.
Because after that 31, 32 in February, and it started taking off, 31, 32. And then it had the dip in April down to 29.82. After that, it has not seen the $29 mark again. It hasn't even really seen the $31 mark again. So when they said, even up here, when you start getting into the really big peaks and valleys down here towards the end of the year, this is when I got really excited because I had said towards the beginning of the year, middle of the year, that I figured that silver would hit probably about $60, $65 by Christmas. By Christmas. But come November, silver took off. It went from 58 bucks on up, 60, 63 in the first week. In the first week, it was already at $58. Second week, $64. Third week, we're looking at $70. By Christmas, $79.35 by Christmas. But if you'd have bought back in February, that's twice your investment already, and you haven't even left the year. You haven't left the year. And then even so, coming into now, $85 is still more than that 31 that you had a year ago. $81. And then, as I said, it peaked out here at like one. Hold on. I wanted to. Okay, there we go. 115, 116. Nah, I know it hit 120 on one of them days.
Yeah, I remember it hit 120.
I caught it. I was watching the market. They not telling us. They don't want you to see this, but it hit 120. $121, if I'm correct, and some change in the last week before it took the dip. So for anybody that watched the market, that 120 was a good number because a lot of people didn't even think it was going to make it to 100, but it made it to 100 and some.
Matter of fact, let me see. I think I might have the photo of the 120 for you, because that was when we was taking pictures, making sure that we was on the market.
Yes, yes. We wanted to make sure we could actually see and know and tell people, yes, we know for a fact this happened because we watched it with our own two eyes. Like they say, sometimes you can only believe half of what you see and a third of what you hear. Is that what they say?
Oh, I found it. I found it. I'm sending it to you right now. This is proof, y'all. Boom. I just sent it to you.
Got you. Oh,
This is what screenshots is for, y'all.
there we go, right there.
It hit 121.86. Silver had hit up to 121.86 last week. So if y'all know that it's shooting up like that, and right now it took the dip, we always say buy during the dip. Why? When do you make a profit? When you buy something or when you sell it? You actually make the profit when you buy something at a low price, because you know there's a profit margin in between if you need to sell it or when you're going to sell. So right now, silver dipped back down to $86 an ounce. When we see throughout the week, it hit over 120. And they also said that silver is projected to hit up to 3 to 500 within the next year or two. So if you get in now, you can let your anthills build. You can let your anthills build. Start stacking as you can. That's why this challenge is only with $20. But if you can, and you hear the call, you see it happening right in front of your eyes, you paying attention to the news, you paying attention to the market, you know, the commodity market, the precious metals and everything is getting scarce out there for people. The average United States fiat dollar is going down. If you don't have your assets in place, you'll get left behind. This is for those that's ready to win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
So,
you forgot to show them the news.
hmm.
Where they can also pay attention to the market, to where they don't got to take it from us, but they can actually go onto the Money Metals website, and y'all can click on the news tab.
Mm-hmm. So you don't think that silver or gold was gonna rise like they said it was? Let's see. They predicted in the market a while back. Let me see. Where was it at?
It's on the
Hmm.
second page of the news. I checked
Hold
it
on.
yesterday.
Yeah,
You know,
but look, when we did that article on Greenland,
we still on the other screen. We don't see what you see
ah, when we
there.
did the article on Greenland, Greenland did push it to 120.
Yes, and
Greenland did.
that was when we took that screenshot, because we was here. We was buying when as it was going up, so we was paying attention to the market when nobody else is.
And so we also seen that they said that it would go to right here, silver to 500. Mm. Silver to 500. You can't tell me that don't sound nice. Silver to 500. So just think, if you buy it right now and it's at $86 and it goes to 500 an ounce, that's 4 times the amount of what you invested in.
Four times, four times,
4 times.
four times the amount. Oh, and what was your favorite saying? Yesterday's price
I was getting ready to say, yesterday's price is not
is
today's price.
price.
That's
So,
certified.
so y'all see right at the top, right? It say silver, $86 per ounce today. Silver, and then you see the article, silver to 500 by Michael Oliver. That's not us. That's from the horse's mouth. You guys see it. We're just the messengers. And if you take heed of what we're saying, you will go to the description. You would find the Money Metals link. You would click that link and you would get started today. Either you would be in that link or you would be hitting that Glint link, but you would definitely be hitting a link to make sure you securing your family assets today. That's the only way to break them generational curses. Sometimes you got to get uncomfortable to get back comfortable for the rest of your life. A lot of people want to go into business for themselves, but first you got to secure yourself. And what's a better way to secure yourself with your own assets? You're supposed to open up a trust, fund your trust with your assets, and then live. Then you want to go out there and grow, be prosperous. But if you're not set up correctly, you'll be living in the hamster wheel for the rest of your life, trying to retire in 30 to 60 years. Not to take nothing away from the old people that's working at Walmart, because some people like to work just to do things. Some people have set up their trust. Some people have put their assets and bought silver and stocks and different type of commodities and put it in a trust, and they just don't want to sit at home. So I want to be like them. I know you want to be like them. Work because you want to do something in life after you already secured your bag. Secure the bag. And that's why I'm glad that ethi put together this 28-day challenge, just to show y'all can creep from an anthill to a mountain. We watched it grow. When we started, it was only, for real, it was $18 an ounce. We got the game from another one of our associates, shout out MWEDU. But, once we got the game, shout out Dirty, we took it and ran with it. Bro, he took it and ran with it so good, he dipped into both sides. What I mean by that, he didn't just get hard silver, he also got the iShares, to where he can see the money grow or the market grow in interest online. And he can also have his hard assets in hand, to where he can look at it, feel it, and know that it's real, compared to a fiat dollar. That fiat dollar, every time you see it, no matter what, the value of it is going down. No, wouldn't you want to have something that the value go up? As soon as you buy a car off the lot, it depreciates. No matter what you get, it depreciates. Now, get this, put it in the right place, and secure the bag for your family.
You know what's funny about when people order hard commodities? Everybody that I know, for the most part, that ordered their hard commodities, as their commodities was traveling to them in the mail, they made money.
Yeah.
Every person I know that purchased a hard commodity, they actually made money.
Because they was buying during the dip.
You buy during the dip or buy during the freeze. You buy during the dip or buy during the freeze, and by the time you get your assets, you should have made some money, at least a couple dollars in pocket, in hand, for whatever commodity it is that you're working with, for the most part. If it's silver and gold, which is the main commodities, you definitely gonna make something within that time frame. As we showed you on the chart showed you there's always a minor dip, but after that dip, it's always a surge. There's always a surge, and usually after the dip, it doesn't return to the same dipping point.
No, it don't.
So even if it continues to dip right now, you got to remember what we just said and what's sitting up on the screen: silver to 500. So even if it dipped down to $50, that's when you would want to just about sell the family farm to get as much as you can, because once it gets back up to that $100, $200, $300 value, now you can loan yourself the money to get the family farm back. I didn't say sell the farm. I said, get a loan on the family farm. And then after you get the loan, you'll be able to pay the loan back off, because you got commodities, and you'll be able to pay yourself back and hold on to the commodity.
And hold on.
So that's a double win. That is a double win. And instead of you always looking over your shoulder saying, man, I got a car note, I got a house note. That was the blessing that God gave me this week. I told my family for a long time, I'll walk so y'all can ride. Let that soak in. I'll walk so you can ride. Because beware the seventh generation. If your generations don't pay attention to the wealth building that you're doing, your family will be back to walking. So somebody has to set that example and pave the road and the way so that the rest of the family can know this is how things are supposed to be. Set the road. Set the road. You showed them the streets is paved with silver and gold. They never showed you how to pave your road. Well, guess what? We're showing you how to pave your road. Use your little funds that you have, make your investments, watch your road grow. You will have not just ant hills, you will have your mountains. And as you get your mountains to start stacking and stacking and stacking, you're gonna look over and be like, man, these ant hills, I don't even remember ant hills no more. All I see is a mountain range.
Man.
All I see is a full on mountain range. And they just around like, hey. And you looking down at everybody that was on that journey with you, they sat back and they're gonna go, well, how'd you get to the top of the mountain? 1 foot in front of the other. One small investment after the other. I started out with Glint. I started out with money metals. I followed the links. I enter my information. I made my initial investments. And then after that, I continued to do it. But the first thing I had to do was change my mindset.
Whew.
Because as they say, the lack of knowledge is what destroyed our people. Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. I want you to understand that. Financial knowledge is one of the things that they chose not to teach us because they knew that if they allowed us to get back into finances, that they could no longer stop us because he who holds the coin is king.
Man, you can say that twice.
He who holds the coin is king. He who holds the coin is king.
Or sheep, or put the females in it, because females.
The who holds the coin.
Yeah. Because some females hearing it and they telling their husbands, just like some husbands hearing it and they telling the female, like, hey, wife, we need to invest.
You're so right.
Some of the females is looking at their husband like, hey, husband, we need to invest. Because maybe if we would have invest back in the day, we wouldn't be in the situations that we in today. But we got to start somewhere. You know, we got to start somewhere. We can't put the blame on nobody but oneself. Because once you hear the calling, once you hear and see where to go and how to do it, it's up to you to do your due diligence and just keep pushing forward, making sure that ain't nobody out there leading you wrong. Be led by the Spirit.
You're right about that one. And honestly, I think that's the main reason why, as they say, a lot of people have been out there multi-level marketing to try to get people to join their club to do different things. No, the Spirit led us to just say, you know what? Just put a class out there. Just tell them how to do it for free. Why? Because no matter what, it's up to them. If you hear it, you're going to answer it and you're going to do it yourself.
Yep.
I shouldn't have to try to force something on you or sell you something, anything to that nature. No, that's not the case. No, I shouldn't have to want it more for your family and for you than you do. But I do.
What's the new favorite line? I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I know that yesterday's price ain't today's price. But I don't have to tell you that. But he put it on that spirit to say, you know what? Let the people know they need to hear it again. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Nice.
And I want you to understand, come tomorrow, you're going to look up, and I'm doing these classes on a Sunday for a reason. Because come Monday, you're going to look. And when you do, you're going to say it too. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price. It's certified.
And that's the truth. I want y'all to know that because it's the truth.
It's the truth.
So for every investment that you thought you had, anybody that went into real estate, anybody that went into a business, that went into stocks, bonds, anything, that's something else we'll get into later on down the line is the stocks and bonds. How to get in, like they say, all the way at the boat.
Man.
How do you get stocks and bonds, T-bills, and notes off the boat? Fresh off at the cheapest price possible.
Yeah.
Because when you go to the bank or your investment company, they're going to send you a package deal of CDs, and different things to try to spread your money out for the betterment of them. But if you can go straight to the boat, why not?
Why not?
Why not go straight to the boat and get your issue?
And they did say this that I did learn about when I didn't know about going straight to the boat. When you go to the bank to go get that, they charging you 5-10% for the same commodity that you're gonna get from the boat. But they're gonna give it to you for like 3%, and the other 2% or whatever extra percent they put on it is going to the bank. So why not go straight to the boat and get exactly what the bank is getting and putting that inside your account? And that's what he is talking about on the next class.
Man. Hey, right now it's at a 4.2 on the T's. The T what? The T-bills.
The T-bills.
Yeah. From what it was looking like. So that's a good one to for them to slide in on another day, to put another anthill on top of that mountain. So I want you all to know we're winding down to our hour class session. We're gonna have a little minor refresher real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing you do is you go ahead and you get to that. You check the description. You download that Glint app directly to your phone. Once you download your Glint app, you're going to enter your information. Once you enter your information, you're going to add your bank account. You're going to go ahead and make your first $20 purchase. It's going to be in gold. So right then and there, you're in the market. You're in the market once you make that $20 purchase of gold. Whatever the minimum, if I'm correct, the minimum amount is like $5. But
yeah,
it's a $20 challenge. Don't forget, it's a $20 challenge, $20 a week. But your minimum for Glint is $5. So pay attention to that. $5 to get in. Who said they can't get in?
Man, they spend $5 at a fast food restaurant.
Who said they can't get in? I want to give them the business. I have to give them the business.
Go back.
For $5, if you can't get in and start winning, you need to not be here. You don't need to be here. You shouldn't even be listening right now.
Man, I bet you this. Millionaires and billionaires would love to have this type of game if they wasn't invested in gold and silver right now. If they had it in other places and then they found out that they can do it this way too, guaranteed they wouldn't hesitate. They would jump in. They wouldn't do the 5%, the 10%, the 50%. Those people, they try to do 1,000% and above. Whatever they can. They like, hold on, I'm going all in or nothing. And that's the difference between certain people. Some of us, I say we because I didn't go all in at the beginning because I was kind of skeptical. You always kind of skeptical because of where we come from. You know, we always trying to make sure ain't nobody trying to get over on us. We trying to make sure with everything we do. So therefore, I started small. But guess what? I can say yesterday's price is not today's price.
Not
The
at
reason
all.
why we coming back giving the game away for free is because yesterday's price was not today's price. We watched our investments go up and we want to help other people. We could have holded the game back, but guess what? It's not fair. It's not fair.
That's not what the Almighty put in our spirit. And that's just being honest, because you got to remember, when you come from the bottom just like everybody else and you got to walk that path and everybody's looking like, well, how are you coming up? Well, sometimes don't miss the message because of the messenger. Catch the message. Catch the message. Don't miss it because of the messenger. Catch the message. Yeah, this is Sunday. I'm not going to preach to you. It's not a sermon, but you're going to learn a lesson today, because that's what the Almighty put in you, was to learn the lesson of financial literacy right now. He said, no longer being denied the fruit of knowledge. If you lack that knowledge, it is your fault. It is your fault. We're giving it to you in plain, simple English and visuals, so then that way you can see it for yourself, that, hey, it's not something that somebody's telling you to do that they haven't done themselves. We showed you, hey, Glenn, we'll give you a card so that you can purchase anything or use your funds at your own leisure.
Oh,
If you get in your investment accounts, will give you cards to start using at your leisure once you start walking into them buildings and stuff like that. Yeah, once you start walking into them buildings, and we're gonna teach you how to do that too, if you stick around long enough. Because it's not just about, putting in the digital currency. You gotta sometimes walk in and have a personal relationship with people.
yeah, you gotta have it.
And that's when you really get to make them hard commodities work for you, when you build up that personal relationship, as they say, that rapport with your banker. Don't just walk in flashing because they won't cash a check today. They ain't worried about that check. You shouldn't be worried about that check, because that check to them is another form of fractionalized banking. They're going to take your $2,000 check and lend out $20,000. So be it. With these hard commodities, guess what? Now you got the full value of your commodity and your currency. And in the digital form, it's fractionalized. So no matter what, you're winning on both sides of that commodity.
Yeah.
So I want okay, and now that you've gotten in and you made your Glenn account, don't forget, you can always, if you want your hard metals, you can go ahead, check the description. You'll have that money metals description link there. It'll take you in. You create your account there. From the basics, as they say, put your name in, your address, your email, things of that nature. And then eventually, when you get ready to purchase, they're going to ask you for your banking information. Once again, you got to have some type of little bit to get started somewhere. But no matter what,
Money Metals up on the screen?
Which one?
Money Metals, the one that you're talking about. Boom.
Come in, make your account, and you go ahead, and as you've done that, You can then purchase your hard commodities, which will be your silver bars, your coins, anything to that nature. You can get novelties, statues, Legos, anything that fits your fancy. But the thing about it is, all of those are going to be investments. All of them.
Right about
Then
that.
just a quick one to slide in for those of y'all that really, which everybody should know this one because they got it in their palm of hand, in the palm of their hand. If you go to your Cash App, you can always buy stocks and bonds on there, stocks and cryptocurrency on your Cash App.
So that was 4 different ways that you showed them today. 4 different ways, 4 different hustles, 4 different streams of income.
Yes, sir. So with that being, I want to thank you all for joining us today. And I would like to say thank you, MB, for hosting and helping out with this, with our class for the day. And I want everybody, hey, come back next week because next week we're gonna build another anthill. We're gonna put another building block on there. We're gonna show you how to go ahead, log into either your Fidelity account or either a Treasury account so that you can go ahead and start to make those little bits start to grow for you. And we also gonna go ahead and take another $20 and put it back in your investment account over here in your Glint. And we're gonna take a glimpse at your balance and say, hey, let me look and see what they got over there. Oh yeah, we did win this week. We did win. They wasn't playing. We trying to have that every week.
It's all love. It's all love.
It's all love, definitely. And so I would like everybody to say thank you, welcome, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Can't hear it.